That's how we make the sausage. Good movie, right? Let me break out my portable teleprompter. So, Mr. Tom Zimney, if I'm counting correctly, this is your 14th film with Bruce Springsteen in the 24 years you have worked together, which is more than one every year and a half. And in your spare time, you've managed to direct 40 videos of his. A rather remarkable body of work. We should hear it. What has changed in those 24 years, and what is gained from a relationship of that many years?
That's a great question. I'm just so grateful to be sitting with these guys right now, so I have to take this in, and I'm so grateful to hear your response to the film. I think the beauty of what has changed over the years is I got this precious gift, which is time to be with these guys, and trust to witness the journey, and collaborate in the space of unpacking the moment, whatever new music Bruce and the band are doing. But I also have just witnessed the band at different stages. I couldn't make this film with my first few years in the journey of working with Bruce. I was able to witness certain times in the band's history. I was able to see small details, and I was given a great thing of time and trust. So I thank you all. And I was really moved tonight to see this, and moved like I didn't work on it. A lot of things have changed in my life too. It's that I came into this as an editor, and I've been mentored by everyone on this stage in many ways, and I'm really grateful.
Now, if we're impressed by Tom and Bruce's 24-year relationship, as we should be, John Landau, your relationship with Bruce doubles that, lasting 50 years, give or take, so far. Pretty much the same length of time as the E Street Band. So you have seen it all. But in this film, you talk about this tour feeling different. And you get into it a little bit in the film, but now that you've had more time to analyze it, what do you think it was exactly that made this tour feel so different?
Well, let me just first say the immense pride I feel in sitting here with Tom, Stevie, and Bruce, my brothers here and comrades, and to me, I take tremendous pride in this film, which I think is many things. I think that one thing about it is it's certainly the story of this most recent tour, but I also think it's summational, and it gives great insight and feeling as to what the entire history of the band and how we got to this particular point. I think on this tour, and I think that the film shows that there's a certain, to me, what always attracted me to Bruce, going back to when I was a critic in the 70s, was that his incredible vision, even in its earliest stages, that there was a clarity of purpose behind every song, every record, every detail. I joke in the film about how obsessive we were back then. Actually, we remained pretty obsessive, but we were more efficient than we were. And what we were obsessing about is being true to some guiding light, some artistic purpose that centered the whole enterprise, and is why it has so much vitality after not just the 50 years I've been involved, but with Bruce going back to, I think the first time he picked up a guitar, I think the vision was already there in its most incipient form. And in this particular film, heightened by the sense of, as we talk about in the film, age, the aging process, and that we're still here, true to that vision and trying to develop it further, deepen it, and make it mean something even more. It's an incredible adventure. It's an incredible way to, for me, it's been an incredible way to spend my life participating in that journey. And this film, I really believe, and I've seen it, I don't know, 50 times. I mean, Tom and I spent incredible amount of time together in the editing room with me watching this master filmmaker create this film. And I think that the focus in this film is so deep. There's one detail, by the way, I noticed tonight, Bruce, that I've noticed before, but a great moment for me in the film is when Bruce looks at the camera and the voiceover, he's saying, after all this time, it's too late to stop now. So Van Morrison wrote a song called Into the Mystic, beautiful song. And in the break between the last bridge and the last verse, he shouts out, "It's too late to stop now." And when I was a rock critic in a prior life, I published a book of my reviews in 1971, and the title of the book was "It's Too Late to Stop Now." And in fact, when I met Van, who you may know as a curmudgeon or worse, and instead of, and I quote him, I mean, in the title page, I say where it came from, and he says, "You owe me money." You know? But in any event, when in the editing room, when I heard that for the first time, and this sort of connection between my pre-Bruce life and that phrase, and it being resurfacing in this incredible moment in the film, everything leading up to the prayer, which is so shocking and so. First time I saw it in the editing room, it's just the idea of ending the film with a prayer is so not what you would expect, and so beautifully done. And Tom edits it so perfectly because, you know, as Bruce finishes saying it, he just takes one step back, and he is actually just walked off the stage, and that is the hard ending of the film before we come back with 10th Avenue. So that was a little thing I happened to notice tonight.
We have the only job in the world where the people you went to high school with at 75, you're still with those people. I mean, the same people that you were with at 18 and 19, 50, 60 years later, you're still with those people. Was that blowing the question? Go ahead. No, you guys go ahead. Johnny, I'm sorry. No, but the thing, all I was saying is that you live your life with them. You see them grow up. You see them get married. You see them get divorced. You see them go to jail. You see them get out of jail. You see them renege on their child payments. You see them pay up. You see them get older. You see their hair go gray. And you're in the room when they die. You know, and that's something that, in one way, I would wish you all such a lovely and complete experience with your good friends. On the other hand, it lays a weight on you that is slightly different than, because of the length of time that you've spent together and because of the things you've done. It reminds me of that scene in Blade Runner where he says, I've seen warriors on Star, you know, we've seen some of that shit over the years.
From the solo side of your craft, with an incredible Broadway run and the excellent Western Stars project. Yeah. You returned big time to your band side with the Letter to You album, welcoming the E Street Band's input in the making of that album in a way that really hadn't happened since Born in the USA 40 years earlier. And that encouragement of the band's relationship to your work continues with this great film, including, really for the first time, the explanation of your roots and methodology as a band leader, the explanation of how a band works, how it functions, what it takes to do what we do. And that is a valuable service in a world that right now has not seen a new successful rock and roll band emerge this century. So did the realization of being that last man standing from your first band reawaken your love of the band interaction and how that affects your work and ultimately the communication to an audience?
Big question. Well, you know, you do all kinds of work and I get involved and I get completely committed to everything that I do. But the band is the band, and partly because of what I was explaining to you, and that you've known each other since you were so young, and we've been good a long time, and all those nights out on stage, you know, thank you. All those nights out on stage where you are risking yourself, because that is what you're doing. You are coming out, you are talking to people about the things that matter the most to you. You are leaving yourself wide open, you know. And so together, but you're not alone. You're not alone. I can look to my left, and Stevie's there. To my right, Nils is there. When Patty's able to make it, I can see her there. I can look around and see Jake there. When I see Jake, but I also see Clarence, Roy, Max, of course. So I'm not alone. You know, you're risking everything you have, but you're not alone. That only happens to a few bands. Bands break up. That's the natural order of things. You know, the Kings, all bands break up. You know. They can't even get two guys to stay together. Simon hates Garfunkel. Sam hates Dave. The Everly Brothers hated one another. If you can't get two people to stay together, what are your odds? You know, they're low. You know, they're low. And but if you do it right, and we have, I would call it a benevolent dictatorship. I don't think anybody would disagree. We don't quite have a small unit democracy because small unit democracies don't work. You know? So we have this enormous collective where everyone has their role and a chance to contribute and to own their place in the band. And this is what people want from their work. You know, and I wish it on everyone, you know. We don't live in a world where I live in a world where everybody gets to feel that way about their jobs or the people they work with, but I sincerely wish that we did, because it's an experience like none I've ever had in my life. If I went tomorrow, I'd be, it's okay. What a fucking ride.